comfort and her health. So before we get started about things that you have to do with feet, I thought I would introduce you to the different parts of the bottom of her foot. And obviously, we know the nails, and we can talk later about cutting those. But this is the part I want to talk to you about. These are the pads, and these are digital pads. And this big one right here, this is the metacarpal pad. And I want you to think about these as shock absorbers. Okay? They are thick, they have fat pads in between, and what they do is they protect the bones of the foot when she's walking. And dogs are different from people. They actually walk on their toes rather than on their heels. So these pads are very, very important in cushioning bones and ligaments of the foot. So there's another pad that she doesn't want to show us, all the way up here. And this is called the carpal pad. And this pad is different. This one serves more like a brake. So you know when your dog is running and they kind of put their foot, extend their foot out before they hit the wall, it's the carpal pad that's making contact with the floor that stops them from running. So here's the area that I want you to concentrate on. Can I show one more time, please? In between the digital pad and the metacarpal pad, there's a very deep groove there.
Oh, wow.
And that's a spot where debris from outside can get stuck. We sometimes find little rocks, little pieces of salt if they're putting salt out on the street. So you really want to keep that area clean, and I'll show you how to do that. The other reason why you want to keep your feet clean is that this is really interesting. Dogs don't have sweat glands any place else but on the skin of their paws. So they don't sweat like we do. They sweat only from their feet. And they also have glands on their feet which will exude moisture when they get nervous, kind of like the equivalent of a sweaty palm in people. So, and we all know that dog feet smell like Fritos or corn chips, and that smell comes from bacteria and yeast that will get attracted to the gland's secretions. So for all of these reasons, I want to show you how to clean your dog's feet.
Well, thank you.
I have here, this is an alcohol-free, unscented baby wipe. And this is my favorite product to use on the bottom of their feet because it doesn't irritate the skin at all. They're very inexpensive. You can use one on each foot. And I like to actually clean their feet every single time they come in from the outside. Because how does a dog clean her own feet? By putting it in her mouth and licking it. And I would rather get all the dirt off before they come home so that they don't walk around in your apartment or on your furniture or on your bed with dirty feet. And most importantly, so that she doesn't ingest everything that she's just stepped in. So all I'm doing is wiping her pads and then going in between the digital pad and the metacarpal pad and wiping away. And her feet are nice and clean, but I've still wiped away any of the surface bacteria that she's come in contact with outside. And again, she has, I can feel all the way in this groove here, making sure that she doesn't have anything stuck in there and she's nice and clean. Put your finger.
Huh.
You feel that?
Yeah.
So we're just going to work on getting that out. And sometimes, if your dog is not used to you touching them in this area, then maybe you don't want to do all of this on the first day. It's really important to get them comfortable with having their feet touched. So just a little. You can feel in my finger a little like sandy pebbly thing, and that was just stuck in between her pads, and that would continue to get larger until the point where she felt like she was walking on something. It's very important to do this at this time of the year. It's winter, we have snow and ice outside, but more importantly, they put salt to melt the snow and ice, and sometimes that salt can get stuck in between, and it's very, very irritating to them. So clean her feet every time she comes inside.
Will do.
If you are looking at her pads, hers are nice and soft, but they can start to get thick and calloused if the dogs are doing a lot of walking. And if you notice that if the pad looks dry or cracked, you can use something like this to just soften it. Just put it on your finger and rub on her foot pad. We also like to protect feet in the winter time from snow and ice and salt. And if your dog is comfortable having their feet handled, you can use a little boot. And we have one here that's the right size for Glee. This is just like a balloon type of boot, and she would wear one on each one of her feet. She's such a good girl. I'll show you how easy it is to put on. And this way, when she goes outside, she doesn't come in contact with the freezing cold snow and ice, and also, very important, the salt. You think you can do that?
For sure. So would you recommend also putting those on when it's hot out so that she doesn't burn her paws on the cement?
That's a great question. You have to be a little more careful in the summertime because, as I mentioned, dogs do their perspiration through their feet, and it's going to be harder for her to cool herself because the perspiration that comes out of the skin here won't have a chance to evaporate. And it's very important that you take your boots off as soon as you come home so that her feet can breathe as it might.
Makes sense. Another question. What if she went outside and got exposed to salt? I know you have to clean it out, but do you have to do anything besides using the baby wipes?
You can use baby wipes if you think that she's really come in contact with a big puddle that had a lot of salt in. I would wash her feet because again, that salt is very irritating to their skin. They do make a safe salt, which you would use on your own property, but when you live in New York City, they're putting out whatever kind of salt they want, and it is irritating to them.
Cool. One other question. So, Glee loves to be moisturized, get a little paw massage, but she also loves to then try and lick off whatever we put on. Is that okay?
It is. I mean, obviously I don't want her to eat this entire container, but if you massage this on her feet and continue to rub for a few minutes until it gets absorbed, if she licks it, nothing bad will happen.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
I think Glee's going to be much more comfortable with everything you're going to do with her.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Glee.
Thanks, Glee.
A few people have been asking what her name was. It's Glee. What's her Instagram?
Oh, it's Goldens_Glee.
All right, check her out on Instagram. Thanks, Doc.